let's get the franchise focus in here. Caleb today, obviously not his best. 16-32. There were some drops in there, 193 yards. He had 26 rushing yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. 7 for 18 on third down. And then a couple sacks late in the day after his Houdini act was on display for most of the day. Thoughts?
I'm honestly confused on this is definitely one I got to go back and watch the tape to really have an idea of how Caleb truly played. I didn't think he was awful. I don't think he was great. I'm confused. The angle we get on TV, obviously you can't see all the routes.
Yep.
It felt like there had to be some guys open sometimes, and he's out there scrambling again. And yet there were some big-time throws. DJ Moore let him down with a big drop. Then he goes back to Colston Loveland, which was big. There was a good one to Luther Burden at one point. So, it just felt like another mixed bag from Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I don't think it was his best game. So early on to start the game, very inaccurate with a couple of those throws. He had Rome that he hit him, and then DJ Moore, he missed him as well. So I think there were some
deep balls downfield.
Deep balls, yeah. He struggled with that touch. But, he made some good throws here and there. Some of his receivers didn't help him out. But they just didn't seem the same rhythm and timing, and that's a tough place to play. That crowd gets rocking. Flores was dialing up that blitz. So I just think he never felt really comfortable, and he was scrambling too much, holding on to the ball. The one good part the past couple of weeks is he's gotten the ball out quicker, and today we saw him on those sacks hold the ball a little too long and take some bad sacks. So today wasn't perfect. I think they just have to improve on the passing game. The receivers got to help him out. They got to be on the same page. Some of the timing routes seemed like him and Luther Burden weren't on the same page. So I think, hopefully next week we'll see some improvement, because if they are going to make a push for the playoffs, it starts with number 18 and the passing game, because we know they can run the football. But at some point, right, you're going to have to be consistent with the pass game. It's been too up and down this year.
Well, I'll say this much. I thought the first half was abysmal for the offense, and Caleb included. Obviously, his downfield accuracy was not there. But in the second half, I did appreciate the adjustment they made, and Caleb was making a concerted effort to get the ball out quicker, and I thought he did that for the most part in the second half. Now, you did have some drops, as you mentioned. DJ Moore with the big one at the end of the game, but Durham Smythe also had another big one at a point. And I understand people want him to stay in the pocket and make plays, and I completely agree with you, but they do a lot of play action 7-step drops, and a lot of times by the time Caleb Williams' head is turned, guys are in his lap and he's got to make a play. So I think it works both hand in hand, where yes, he's got to stay in there and stand strong, but there were times where Joe Tooney even got completely pushed into his lap. Obviously Theo Benedict has had his struggles on the left side at times. Darnell Wright had a guy beat him at one point pretty badly. So, I think it was a concerted effort in terms of the inconsistency of the offense, but Caleb Williams obviously this was not a good day at the office. He couldn't really find anything, to win the game with his legs. But at the end of the day, they found a way to win, which is shocking. I will say the biggest play of the game, though, to me, if you want to give the only play that I'll really give a gold star to Caleb Williams was on 3rd and long to Colston Loveland, to check that down, to understand that it was before the sticks, but that was the play the defense was giving you, and then Colston Loveland to break 2 tackles and then fire through 2 more guys to get more than enough for a first down was a really impressive growth play for me. But it's a singular play. You want a lot more than just that in a 60-minute ball game.
Yeah, he didn't try to hit the home run there. That's a good underlining, and shout out to Colston Loveland. It was a great job getting the first down there. Although the 2 Vikings that tried to tackle him, I don't know what that was. That was like diving at him in a weird way. Look,
that's the same thing the Bengals did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I guess.
Although he's just got a little knack for getting 2 defenders to run into each other.
The Bengals at least touched him a little bit more. But look, it did look too much like last year. He's holding the ball a ton, running around. This is not how it's supposed to look. I don't know who whatever's going on, Ben Johnson, guru and all. It should look better than it looked today, and I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that eventually it will. But this was as you go up in competition, and you're not even going that up with Minnesota. Minnesota been giving up a ton of points, so it was disappointing. It is tough playing up there, a lot going on. You're watching him in the huddle. He's screaming out the plays because it's it's one of the tougher plays to play in the NFL. All of that, but it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say after the game, and more importantly later in the week as to what exactly was not working this particular Sunday.